Judah, and the devil says we're going to vex it. What does that mean? When I was preaching this at John Uter's church. John is a few years older than me. His mother comes to his church. I love this woman. She is so dear. She's just a dear old saint. She's on up there in years, somewhere around 70, 80 years old, something like that. And she is in great health. But I looked at her and I asked her, I said, Sister Uter, when you were 20 years old, did you ever conceive in your mind that in a Christian church, a Christian minister would perform a wedding ceremony on two men and bless them as they kissed each other with their tongues on the mouth? And she went, ugh! No, never dreamed it, never thought it was possible. And I said, look around you, sister. Look what happened. Lot was vexed with the people of Sodom. You know what that means? Our acceptance level is a little bit more than it used to be. We accept things now that we never used to accept before. We accept the fact that women can wear practically nothing and get away with it. We accept the fact that immorality is everywhere. We accepted the fact a long time ago that young people don't get married anymore. And young people, more than likely, when they get married, they're not virgins. We accept that now. That's normal. And then we got challenged to accept a new paradigm, and that is men who kiss each other on the mouth is normal. That's normal. Women who kiss each other on the mouth, swap spit, that's normal. So the vexation is the constant barrage of these ideas coming in through the window like the thief does. That's what the vexation is. The vexation is intended to cause a breach in the wall. The wall is your conscious mind, and you have the ability to make rational decisions. They say, we're going to make a breach in that. We're going to come in, not through the gateway. We're going to dig a hole in the wall and come in some other way, so that before everybody can know it, we have our king sitting in Judah. I told you all back in my youthful days as a pastor, in my NIV days, I was studying Rick Warren, Bill Hybels. I was reading books, Church for the Unchurched. Didn't say they were lost, because that's the new paradigm now. They're not lost people. They're pre-church people, seekers. That's who they are. So I was learning to accept this new terminology against the Scripture. And I was reading, we're going to, do these softcore Bible studies now. And so there was a publishing company called Serendipity Publishing. I didn't know at the time they were a Catholic organization. Serendipity Publishing. And I didn't really know what that word meant. I looked it up. Serendipity is a discovery or a decision made that, how can I put this? It's like you made a discovery and you weren't looking for it. It's like you were just, you picked up a piece of paper and there was, or I do this a lot of times. When we have church dinners, I'll put my silverware in my jacket pocket. That way I can hold two plates. And so I'll pull a jacket out of the closet and I'll put it on. I'll stick my hand in there. There's a fork in there. Okay? Or, what's better? I like this one. I stick my hand in my jacket pocket and there's a $10 bill in there. And I'm going, yeah! Woo! That's serendipity. And the whole premise is that you can, their idea is that we can subtly lead people to Jesus without them ever knowing it. Because if we preach straight on to them, they might get offended and they won't come to our church and put money in our plate. Remember, I used to be one of them. I used to be there, people. I know what they think. I know what their motive is. And see who comes in sideways, serendipitously. The thief. All I wanted was people's money. That's all I cared about. And I'm telling you, that's what they want. So they don't come in straight at you. They're going to use subtlety. Have you ever seen some of the lyrics of some of these new gospel contemporary music songs? And you're looking there and you're going, what does that mean? I remember reading a magazine article, like Christianity Today, and it was back in the 80s, and this thing about I can't remember. He was this folk singer from the 60s and 70s, Bob Dylan. Supposedly he got saved, and now he's putting out Christian music, kind of like Bono of U2. He supposedly gets saved, and so he puts this album out with all these songs on there that Bob Dylan's singing. And Christianity Today is doing an article on one of the songs, and it puts the lyrics in there, and the guy writing the article has to explain all the lyrics, because you're reading it and they're going, I don't see anything Christian here. That's subtlety. It's coming in through the side door. Let me move on. So Ephesians 5, we already saw this verse. Ephesians 5:15 says, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but wise. So that means look around. Don't just believe everything that's told you. By the way, that applies to every website on the internet. There are people out there who, if it comes out as a conspiracy, it's automatically true. Automatically. Like the guy, and I have this on my blog if you want to go look at it. The guy who put out a YouTube video and said that the Boston bombing supposedly pinned on these two youths with backpacks, and they showed a picture of them walking toward the bomb site with backpacks on their back, and then they showed a picture of the younger one running away. And a guy does this YouTube video and he says, see, backpack still on his back. Still on his back. Got it, man. Got a picture of it. You'd been to see, man. And I actually found a higher resolution picture of that same image. It was his arm. It wasn't a backpack. But people fell for it. Yeah, it was a conspiracy. Yeah, that's what it was. You know what? It probably was a conspiracy. But that doesn't mean that guy didn't do it. And that doesn't mean that he was running away with his backpack. He didn't have his backpack on after the explosion. And then there was this guy, there's the guy that got his leg blown off. They're saying, that's the same guy that came back from the war over there, got his leg shot off. It's the same guy. So what I did was I pulled up like 10 pictures of both of these guys. And they're not the same guy. And I love you people. But I don't believe everything that's on the internet or that's posted on Facebook. I don't believe it. I walk circumspectly. I want to investigate. I'm telling you, before I posted anywhere, I've checked it out. There's stuff that you send to me, and some of it you're just saying, Pastor Mike, check this out. Okay, see what you think about this. And I appreciate that. But some of you send some of the craziest stuff you passed along, like the London bombing, or the London Olympics. 100,000 people dead, laying everywhere. Never happened. That cuts your credibility down, people. Don't do it. Don't fall for it. But there's stuff out there that you and I should be wise, not ignorant. That means don't ignore it. Walk circumspectly so that we're not fooled, so that the very elect is not deceived. So here's an example. This one's obvious. Okay? This one is obvious. This one, not so obvious. What is that, Pastor? Well, that's supposed to be an American flag, right? No. It's 3 11s. 11 plus 11 plus 11. 33. You see, it didn't come in at you like this. It came in like this. And, I've dealt with this number before. It's a number associated with the Antichrist, the beast. The phrase, the beast. The next version of the King James Pure Bible software would be able to narrow searches down to like books or New Testament. In the New Testament, 33 times the phrase, the beast. On the front of Morals and Dogma, that number 33. And so even with displaying this number openly, the people who are marketing products never say DAP, the putty of the beast, the silicone putty of the Antichrist, favored by people who are going to hell all over the world. You could be next. They don't do that. They're still speaking subtly. Take a look at this one. What is it? What in the world? What in the world is a Ku Klux? What is a Ku Klux? K, K, K. K is the 11th letter in the English alphabet. 11, 11, 11. So a movie comes out. So here's the movie poster. Okay, I get it. 33, ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. Oh, by the way. When you go back to Genesis 3, and I've counted the words that the devil spoke to Eve, 46 words. Go back and count the 33rd one. 33rd word that the serpent speaks to Eve is eyes. Then your eyes shall be opened. So there were churches putting on what was called the 11-11-11 awakening. Dun dun dun. 33. Here's one. The Detroit 11-11-11 awakening, where the Shekinah glory is going to come out. The Shekinah. Yeah, we all know what that is. All right, now take a look at this one. Okay? I saw this in a sports store the other day. Spine. Backbone required. It's very subtle, but it's there. Backbone, spine, 33 bones. It's required. Why? Because the beast is locked up at your bum, okay? He's at the base of your spine, which is your backside. That's where he belongs. But Kundalini and yoga and slain in the spirit and the first 3 degrees of Freemasonry says the beast needs to come up out of your bum and climb up the 33 bones of your spinal column so your eyes, and it's going to hit your pineal gland so your eyes, 33rd word, can be opened. That's why the backbone is required. It's very, very subtle.